Hey guys, welcome back. If this is your first time, then thanks for supporting me and watching this video. If you have seen my videos before, I say hello to you guys again. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this makeup tutorial that I'm doing. I'm doing like a summer bronzy look for the end of summer since it's coming up pretty soon. And I really like how this turned out. I hope you did too. If you want to know how I recreated this look, then just keep watching. Hey guys, so we're starting off by adding a little moisture to my skin, and I'm using the BADESCU facial spray. Then I'm going to go in with this BROWVO product from Benefit. It is perfect for like priming my eyebrows before I start doing my eyebrows, and it's supposed to help grow your eyebrows, which I need some of that on the sides, so that's why I'm doing that. Then we're gonna go into eyebrows with my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow definer and my dip brow in chocolate, and I will be doing my eyebrows off camera. Then we're gonna move on to the Brow Precise from Maybelline in the shade medium. As I say in every single video, this is my favorite product to conceal my eyebrows with. It has perfect blendability. It is amazing. It's creamy and smooth. It leaves no little patches. It does not crease up. It is amazing. I love this product, and I like it better than using a heavy concealer. I don't like using heavy concealer when it comes to just concealing my eyebrows. It's too much. And I am going to use a G34 to blend out this concealer like I always do for Morphe. Love this brush for blending any type of concealer around the face mostly. Not so much underneath the eye. I do prefer a beauty sponge for underneath the eyes. But when it comes to my eyebrows and my eyelids, I love using this brush. Once I have blended out all the concealer, we are moving on to lids. For my lids for concealing, I am using my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade medium. I am going to do around 2 to 3 dots in each eye. Then again, using my Morphe G34 to blend out this product all around my eye. Like I say, this brush makes it blending so much easier, and Tarte Shape Tape is an amazing concealer to blend. It blends super smooth, even though its total coverage does not crease, especially if you set it right after you're done blending it out, which is what we're going to do. And for setting, I am using the KYLIE Royal palette. I am using the shade Sorbet in the palette. It's like one of the lightest shades in the KYLIE Royal palette. And I am strictly using this just to give base, but also set my concealer that we just did. So I am going to add a good amount of this eyeshadow to make sure that I completely set this concealer and that is not going to crease up on us when we're doing the rest of our eye look. Once I have finished this, we are going to go straight into our eye makeup. And for that, I am using the Jeffree Star Anastasia. We're going to call it the Androgyny palette. And I am using the shade Charm. And I am applying this shade with a Morphe E27 brush. I love how fluffy this brush is. And I am going to only be applying this in the outer crease, closer to my brow bone area, and we're gonna blend this all the way out, and I am strictly gonna keep it in that area, not so much added to my lid. I want to keep it in my crease. Once we have the intensity that we want, we are going to add, with the same brush, go back into the KYLIE palette, and we are going to go in to the shade Peachy. Add a little bit more of depth to this eye look. Even though Charm did darken, we did start off a little bit dark with the Charm eyeshadow from the Jeffree Star palette. I am going to add a little bit of depth, but still a little bit of color with this Peachy eyeshadow from the Royal palette from KYLIE. I love this shade. Then we're going to go into the JACLYN Hill palette, and I am going to be using the color Hunts. I was going to use the color Jax. It's like a cranberry color, but I decided to add a little bit more orange to the color to this eyeshadow look. So we are going with the color Hunts, and I am going to add this with a more defined brush, and I'm only going to add this color to the outer corner of my crease. Then I'm going to pick up from Morphe a R38 clean brush, and I'm going to blend that area out, make it more smooth, go into the color that I've already have on my crease, because this is pretty much just going to add a little bit of orange tone warmth to the colors that we already have. Once I have blended this out to the exact way that I wanted, we are going to move on to go into the JACLYN Hill palette again. And in this, we are going to use the shade, like I said, we are going to be using the shade Firework, and I am using a flat brush. The flat brush that I have does not have a number. It has pretty much faded out, so any flat brush pretty much works. And we're going to apply this only on my lid, all over my lid. I did add a little bit of facial spray to the brush to give a little bit more oomph to the shadow. As you can tell in the video, it starts looking a little bit more metallic on the eye, which I love. I love her makeup palette. It has the perfect shimmery shades, but if you don't want too much shimmer, then you just don't add the facial spray and you are good and golden. It just gives that more bit of that pop to the color. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of this, and then once I finish that, we are gonna go back into the JACLYN Hill palette, and I'm gonna add the color Mocha to the outer corner of my eye, right in that V shape area, just to add a little bit more brown tone to the end and really kind of give it that smoky effect, but not deep smoky effect, just a little bit. And I am going to use a clean brush to blend it out once I've done using the R41 to add it to the V outer corner of my crease. Next, we are going to be, and to smoke out the under eye, I am going to be using a Morphe R41, and we are going to mix Hunts and Jacks, those two colors together, and just adding it on the waterline underneath and smudging it out, blending it out with the R41, smoking out my under eye. I love this part. I love this brush to smoking out my under eye. I don't do it very often, but I do like to do it when I'm doing more dramatic look. Then we're going to start on our face, and to start we are using my Hot Spring Hydrating Gel from Urban Decay. Love this moisturizer. It feels like water in your skin. It just absorbs right into the skin. It's amazing. Once I'm done blending out the moisturizer, I am going to add a little bit of facial spray from BADESCU, the Rose Water Facial Spray. I love this. Once I finish adding that, we are going to go into primer. I am using my SMASHBOX Photo Finish Primer in Light. Love this product. Been loving it a lot lately. It just adds a little bit more moisture to my face before I add my foundation, which is an amazing thing to do during the summer, since being out in the sun so much will dry out your skin, and I did a lot of that this weekend when I went to the beach. So this moisturizer, adding a little bit moisturizer, does not kill anybody. Then I'm going to add the Benefit Professional underneath my eyes, closest to my nose, and a little bit on my T-zone, on my forehead, and also a couple of spots underneath my chin. And once I'm done blending it in and pressing into my skin, we're going to move on to foundation. For foundation, I'm using two L'Oreal Infallible foundations. I am using Pro Glow in the shade 208. Then I am using the Total Coverage Infallible foundation from them in the shade 303. Once I mix those in, I am going to add a couple of the Cover FX Custom Enhanced drops in the shade Sunlight. And I am going to blend this with a Morphe B brush. I love using this brush for blending. And it's just like a bigger flat brush. It's meant for it's like called a foundation brush. Love this for when I'm adding am mixing my foundation, and I'm just going to dot this all over my face like I always do. Get as much of the areas covered as I can. I always do underneath my neck. Make sure you get the size of your ears. Sometimes even your ears. You just want to make sure you cover your whole face down your neck, so when you're blending out, you look one even color. For blending out this foundation, I am going to use the Real Technique Orange Beauty Sponge from them. I love this sponge. Does it compare the same to a beauty blender? In my opinion, it does not, but it's pretty close up there. And for the price, it's amazing. Compare an $8 beauty sponge to a $20 sponge. I will go with the 8th, and which is how much the Real Technique beauty sponge does cost. So I do love this sponge. It is great. You want to make sure you blend out your foundation everywhere and that you are covered everywhere. As you can see in my video, I do look a little bit pale comparing to my neck. So I am going to darken myself up with some bronzer, which you will see later. But first, we're going to go in with concealer, and I am using the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade medium. Since I do look a little pale, I didn't go with my usual light medium concealer. I just had to go with medium. To blend this out, I am going to be using, again, a Real Technique Orange Beauty Sponge. Love this. I just usually use the flatter side when I'm doing my whole face, and then use the pointier side when I'm doing underneath my eyes to get right underneath my eye and like get the little creases underneath my eyes so I can cover those dark circles as much as I can. Love this product. Love the blendability of the Tarte Shape Tape. I love how full coverage it is, and blending it out with a beauty sponge does help to not get as much creases out of this concealer. And to prevent those creases, I am going to use my DERMABLEND loose setting powder in Original. I am going to be using this PRER beauty sponge to apply my powder today. It has more like of a angled flat shape to it, which makes it perfect for doing it underneath my eyes. I am also going to be adding this powder to my T-zone area and my chin, where I did also add concealer. Once I finish adding the powder and we conceal every area that had concealer in it, we are going to be moving on. And the next thing on the item is to start bronzing up our face. For bronzer, I am going to be using a Morphe G1 brush, and I am going to be using my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer from Too Faced. Love this bronzer. Don't use it as often because I do find it on a darker side, and I only use it when I want more dramatic looks, more when I do more of a depth contour. But on a day like today where I need to be darkening up my skin since I look so pale with this foundation on, I love Chocolate Soleil for this, and I also like the darker shade in the Kat Von D contour palette. But today I decided to use my Too Faced bronzer. As you can see, I am using a lot of bronzer because I really need to give a little bit more warmth to my skin than normal today. So definitely darkening my skin up with this bronzer, which takes a little bit more time than I usually would do to apply bronzer, because I want to make sure not only is it blended right, that I have the right amount of bronzer, that I don't have too much, and that I don't have too little bronzer to darken up my skin. So once I am done blending my bronzer and I get the right amount of warmth that I want on my face, and I make sure that I have gotten every area on my face, we're going to remove the loose setting powder that I did underneath my eyes with the R10 brush from Morphe. And just double checking I have enough bronzer, we're going to move on to blush. For blush, I'm going to use my usual E3 brush from Morphe, favorite fluffy brush for when I'm adding my blush. And I'm going to be using a MAC blush in the color Breath of Plum. Love this brush. I love this blush. It has the perfect pinky but purple tone to it, so it's not too much, which I didn't want to do. I didn't want to add too much bronzer, and I didn't want it to be super noticeable. I just wanted to be that subtle little bit of color on the cheek area, which this shade is perfect for, because I really do love the blendability of these blushes. It's like even when you add too much, you can still blend it out so easily for it not to be so harsh. Once I'm done putting on this blush, I am going to go back in with my Chocolate Soleil and add a little bit more bronzer to my face to make sure that I am good. Then I'm going to be setting my brows with the Brow Drama from Maybelline in the shade Transparent. Love this brow gel. It is the perfect dupe for a Anastasia brow gel clear. It is amazing, especially since it's drugstore. Then we're going to go into highlights, and for highlighting, I am using the Jeffree Star and Mani Moi collaboration, the highlight in the shade Eclipse, and I am adding this with a Luxie Beauty brush in 660. It's a precision brush. It's supposed to be a foundation brush, but it's too fluffy to be a foundation brush. So I use this for highlights. I love it. Then I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Glow Getter in the shade Golden Dawn and just add a little bit more of that golden highlight to where I already added Eclipse. Then I'm going to add this to the temples of my forehead and on the bridges of my nose, adding that little bit of the extra glow and adding a little bit of that natural glow to my face by adding it to the temples. Then we're going to moving into lips, and for lips I am going to use a MAC lip liner in the shade Boldly Bare. Love this nude pink tone. Lip liner is what I use even when I'm using lip gloss or anything like that. It's the perfect nude lip liner that really goes with any lipstick whenever you want to use like a lighter lip liner with like a darker lipstick. It is amazing. Then I am using an Ofra long lasting liquid lip in the shade Nude Potion. This is a very cute nude pink lip, and I wanted to go nude with this bronzy look that I did. I am going to pat off the excess out of my lips, and then I am going to add the Kylie Jenner liquid lip in the shade Birthday Suit and mix these both together. This is a more brown tone nude liquid lip, so it makes it more of a warmth nude, which I love. Then we're going to move into mascara, and before I apply my mascara, I am going to curl my lashes. Once I finish curling my lashes, I am going to be applying a mascara from the BALM. It is called Mad Lash, and it's in Black Noir. I honestly love the brush of this mascara. I am using a travel size one. I love the brush. It gives a lot of volume to my lashes, but it is a little on the thicker type of mascara. So if you don't want a lot of mascara on your eyes, like I do not love that. That's why I usually like lightweight mascaras. But I decided to try this out, and I just made it work by doing a light hand when applying the mascara. So by doing a light hand, I still got the volume that the brush offers, but at the same time didn't clump up all my lashes, which is what I love. Then I'm going to use my usual L'Oreal telescopic mascara in black for my bottom lashes. And once I do that, we are done, guys. Hey guys, so this is the end result of my makeup tutorial for this bronze summer look. I am loving this makeup look. I just wanted to do one last summer look before summer ends. You know, it's coming. It's definitely coming. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I did want to keep one thing in mind. When I was doing my foundation, I obviously noticed that I did not match as I used to, unlike last week. I did recently go to the beach, so that is why I'm more tan. Like, you can just tell I'm more tan. So what I decided to do was still use the foundation but darken up my skin with bronzer. It did a pretty good job in my opinion. I don't look as pale as I did with no bronzer on, so that's a good thing. I just wanted to give you that hint and that makeup trick for when you're doing your foundation and you will obviously have gotten a tan or anything and you notice, crap, I do not match anymore. Well, if you're not too pale and you can make a bronzer work really, and you use the right amount of bronzer and the right shade of bronzer, it will work every time. And so I hope you guys enjoy this. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell button so you know when I upload every Tuesday. I'll see you guys next time.